team.
Black mamba, I'm tap conqueror, basketball beast, rap monster, crossover good, a turnaround jumper, or just drive the lane and dunk on dunkers.
Today is January 26th. I'm sure you're all aware at this point that today, unfortunately, is the day that we lost the legend and his daughter, Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant, passed away this morning in a helicopter crash. So we wanted to do this video or this podcast just to honor him and also bring attention to other situations in life that people may be feeling at this point in time when situations like this happen and we lose someone that we value to this point, to this extent. So we're just gonna talk about him really fast and just, hopefully this video can help you get some comfort or some closure in some way.
Kobe, 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 Kobe.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, this situation hurt my heart to the core. I was devastated, and that's coming from someone who's not even like a dead crazy like basketball fan. Like, I watch basketball with you, but like I wasn't like diehard basketball anything. When I heard that, it ruined me.
And I think that speaks to the impact, or speaks to the person that Kobe was. That there's people, not even just you, like you actually know a lot about basketball. There's people that don't know anything about basketball, but know who Kobe Bryant is and know the things that he's done throughout his lifetime. And it's just like I said I'm not gonna cry because I shed all my tears earlier. I was speaking to one of my friends earlier today. I was telling him, like, I don't think there was ever a point in time when Kobe Bryant was ever like my favorite basketball player. And I'm crying over this man. There's not one time like I could say that. It's always been Iverson, or it's always been this person, Jordan. Or it's Derrick Rose or Jordan. It's always been like Kobe was always there. And it's just crazy to think about.
We just knew he was great. Like, you didn't have to say he was great. Everybody just knew.
It's like you knew it.
You just knew what it was.
Yeah. Like, I grew up, we're from Philly. Like, Sixers and Lakers fans hate each other. That's how we were born up. That's how we were raised. Like, my dad has been a Sixers fan since, he was 15 years, since he was 15, 16 years old. And so he grew up in that prime time Magic Johnson versus Dr. J era. So naturally it was instilled on me for me to hate anybody in that purple and gold. And Kobe kind of made it easy for me his first couple years in the league. He was arrogant, cocky, I hated it. And then people started saying he was better than Iverson, and you say anybody was better than Iverson than me. It was a wrap. As I got older, and as my basketball career advanced, it started to click in my mind, like, hold on, wait.
Right, you got basketball knowledge.
He's doing everything he's doing for a reason. He's cocky for a reason. He's arrogant for a reason. He's telling all y'all that he wants to be the best, and he is the best for a reason. Right.
On top of that, I just have to bring attention to he's black. He's black.
Yeah.
He said he wanted to be in the NBA, win championships, win Olympic medals. Didn't he win Olympic medals? Yep. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't really know too much. Olympic medals and some other stuff, and he did all of it. Have 4 daughters, all of color, married, great father, great husband. He did it all. He literally did it all. And he's a monumental figure to the black community.
Kobe, 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 Kobe.
Kobe had everything he needed as far as money, the family, and all that, but he still was striving for something else. It's like, no, that's not what I want.
Right.
I want to be this, and I'm not going to stop until I'm this.
Right.
He had 5 championships. He wasn't going to stop until he got 6, until the injuries started coming and all that. Until basically the Lord said, you know what, you can't, this is not really for you no more.
Yeah.
But he tried. He gave it his all. He left it all on the court, and that's just something that's so respectful and within itself. Like, you knew what you were going to get from Kobe Bryant. dog, an animal, a mamba.
I'm just lost.
Another reason why I think this like really hurt. It's crazy. I've just been in my apartment all day long, just thinking like I can't think about anything except this man. I think his impact is felt so hard on this generation, just because of like how he kind of like coincided with the social media stuff. Like when Jordan came up, it wasn't no social media, right?
Yeah.
Kobe kind of, and like I'm talking like 81 point Kobe. That's when like social media kicked off, and you know, MySpace and Facebook. Like I didn't know Kobe scored 81 points until I got on. I think this was MySpace days. Until I got on MySpace when I got home from school or something like that. Like, what? 81 points?
Right. You didn't get to hear about stuff.
Yeah, like I didn't get a notification on my phone about it. Peak Kobe was peak Facebook, peak Twitter, Instagram, when all these things came about, and you know, we got to see everything that he was doing. It was put on that grand stage for everybody to see it, and it hurts. This is a tough one right here.
Yeah,
it really is.
This is tough. Like, I went to church today. I told you earlier, but I'm telling everybody else. When I went to church today, you text me like right as I got out of my car. This is like literally when it when it was the break of it happening. I got out of my car. I was parked, walking to church. I read the text, and I literally stopped dead in my tracks, like dead in my tracks. And then I went into church, and of course everybody's in church, so they're not like on their phones and stuff, and nobody knew. So I was like looking around. I wanted somebody to be like, yo, they got hacked. Like, it was fake. But I'm like looking around, I was like looking for people to be like, yo, chill, it's all good. Like, it's not real, blah, blah, blah. But nobody was there to like confirm or not confirm that it happened until like 10 minutes into church. The pastor like made an announcement because like it actually happened in his backyard, which was crazy. And he was just like, yeah, it was confirmed, it happened. The whole church was in awe, and everybody in the church, I'm not even exaggerating, everybody in the church started crying out, calling on God, calling on Jesus, crying, balls, tears, this, oh my God. So the only person that I compare situations like this to is Michael Jackson. I remember where I was when Michael Jackson died. People were devastated when Michael Jackson died, and I was devastated when Michael Jackson died, but I feel like for some reason, this hit so much harder.
Not to repeat the social media thing, but at the same time, when Michael died, like we didn't live through like we weren't like, yeah, we were kids, little kids and all that, but like we didn't experience prime Michael. Like we got the aftermath. We used to see him perform and all that.
I did.
Like
I got that.
Prime Michael to me is like Thriller to like 96, 97. That's like when he was in his
right.
You know, you were right, all that. Like that was prime to me. And like same thing with Jordan.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, they coincide perfectly. Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson. Primes,
because they did the commercials together.
Their primes to me were the same time. I think like Kobe is the only person that we've lost today that we've like I remember the day Kobe Bryant got drafted. Like I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember hearing my dad and his best friend Mark argue about who the Sixers should take #1 overall. Like I remember that. Yeah. I remember my dad's best friend Mark saying, yo, the Sixers should take the kid from Philly. It's his backyard. It makes sense. And my dad laughing at him like, ha, what? We're taking AI. You're tripping.
Wait, AI's not from Philly.
No, but Kobe's from Philly. They came out in the same. They came out in the same draft year. Nah, AI's from Virginia. What? Yeah.
We're gonna cut this out.
What? Yeah. One of the biggest things that like I always, whenever we lose somebody with this stature, somebody that we all recognize with, is that like it's a shame that we have to lose somebody to see how big of an impact they had.
Facts. It does take a moment like this for everybody to realize that life is precious. We all realize today, like in an instant, it can all change because it literally happened. Yesterday, Kobe was somewhere with somebody doing something. You know what I mean? Like, it was posted on the gram. I don't remember who, but he was somewhere doing something with somebody. Like,
Yes.
there's someone out there saying, oh my God, I was just with Kobe yesterday. Like, how many people do you know that know somebody that died and you're like, yo, bro, I was just talking to you last week, bro. Yo, I was just talking to you 3 days ago, bro. We were supposed to link this weekend. Like, in an instant, literally, it's like everything changes in an instant. Everything changes. What breaks my heart so much about situations like this, and don't get me wrong, there's people dying all over the world, but it brings somebody of stature for us to like look at it and really see like, oh my God, this is somebody we feel like we know, that we knew, that we spent time with, and that we feel for, and you know. But I can't speak on him because I don't know him personally, but I just really hope that him, as well as his daughter and the entire family, the whole entire Bryant family, they know God. Because if we're being completely honest, it's either you know God or you don't know God. And that's, you know what I'm saying? It's either one or the other. And I don't know if he did or he didn't, but I pray to God that he did, because eternity is a long time. It's a long time. And it takes situations like this and moments like this for people to, I think, open their eyes and realize like they really need to get their life right with God. But at the same time, I feel like this is the time when people get mad at God and they say, why? Why did this happen? Why did this happen? Like, I literally had a homie, my best friend, loves Kobe to death, is his favorite player of all time since he was a youngin'. Text my phone. I talk to him about God all the time. He texts my phone and he said, Kristin, why did this happen? And I'm not God, so I don't have the answer. I can't tell you why it happened, but I can tell you that God didn't do it. And people like to believe that God does certain things. Like, God woke up today, if he wakes up, and said, yeah, it's Kobe's day. Like, no, that's not what happens. And I really want people to understand that. And God doesn't just wake up and say, okay, this person's going to die, and this person's going to die, and this person's going to die, and this person's going to die. No. If you have a relationship with God and you read the Bible and you go to church and you understand what's going on, God gave everybody free will. That's just the bottom line. You get the free will to do what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Sometimes people wake up and they decide they want to go kill somebody today. Random people that we don't even know. But God doesn't stop them. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, kids get molested, people get raped, people get robbed, people get shot, people get ran over. Like, so many things happen, and of course God could stop it if he wanted to, but he can't go against his word. So he allows things to happen because he gave everybody free will to do what they want to do and choose what they want to do. He didn't necessarily allow Kobe to die today because he wanted to, but he couldn't stop it because he can't go against his own word. So basically all I'm saying is, this isn't the time to get mad at God and say like, oh, I hate God so much because he allowed my favorite player to die, or even his family. Like, I don't know if they're ever going to see this video, but if they ever do, this isn't the time to be like, why did God kill my husband, or why did God allow my daughter to die, or this, whatever, you know, whatever they feel in their heart that they think God allowed them to do. That's not that. God didn't allow that to go down. Like, this isn't what happened. It's just, unfortunately, it happens. Like, this literally happens. People lose their husbands, people lose their wives, people lose their children every day. Every day. And this is the time, in this situation, to go after God, not to get mad at him, not to turn away from him. This is the time to get closer to him, because if anything, this should be the point where you realize, like I said, it's either God's way or no way. You got one or the other. And I don't know about y'all. I want God's way. I want God's way. I want that way. I want eternal life. I want to spend time with God. I want that to be my end all be all. And to Christians, there is no death, because life is eternal with God. So anyway, I'm sorry I just ran on a rant, but it really hurts me to my heart when I hear people, and I don't know whether they know God or not, and they just die, and I haven't had a chance to have a conversation with them. literally kills me to not know. Because I have to just sit there and wonder, did he or didn't he? Did she or didn't she? So I hope everybody can just, like, if anybody ever had any questions or they want to know more or they want to talk, just, hit me up, please. God. What about going on Instagram today and literally seeing everybody talk about him? Like, literally everybody. I haven't seen not one person not say something. Literally.
He's such a respected person. Like, his impact was, like, how many songs were made about Kobe Bryant? How many verses, how many lyrics were made about Kobe Bryant?
Right.
The impact is ridiculous. Like,
and even the Grammys, like, the Grammys were done. Like, they set everything up. They have a schedule for everything. The Grammys, they paid tribute as soon as the cameras went live. Like, they had to revamp immediately, like, today. And they made it work. And it was a beautiful tribute. Alicia Keys and, was it Jagged Edge, I believe? Or Boyz II Men. Boyz II Men. Sorry.
His influence was incredible. Like, my whole life as a basketball player, anybody around my age, younger guys, y'all not gonna understand it. But if you grew up around me, like, literally, like, growing up, there was no such thing as wearing low-top basketball sneakers. There's no such thing. Like, if you were wearing low tops when you hooped, you were looked at as crazy.
Right.
Like, I'm snatching him.
Right.
Low tops go. Your ankles are mine. Like, that's how we were coming for him. And, like, me, I was somebody that, like, throughout high school, like freshman, sophomore, junior year, like, I used to roll my ankles all the time. I had weak ankles, so I would never put on no low tops. And then Kobe did it.
Yeah, I got 3 pair of
Kobe did it.
They was all hard, though.
They was all low tops. He dropped the first was low tops, and I'm like, man, he tripping. But then, like, Kobe, being the guy that Kobe is, like, he didn't just say, like, yo, I'm wearing low tops. If y'all want to wear them, come on. He hit us with the research. Like, yo, there's no research that says wearing low tops leads to more injuries than wearing high tops. From that moment on, you know what I grabbed?
Low tops.
Let's go, bro. I'm with you with it. Like, Kobe's everywhere. Kobe's this, Kobe that. And, like, just, like, those are things that people aren't thinking about, I'm sure. Like, now everything's low tops. Paul George, LeBron's, everybody comes out with a low top for their kicks.
Right.
You rarely even see high top sneakers anymore.
Right, unless you're Jordan.
He was always, like, Kobe was always 2 to 3 steps ahead. He was 3 steps ahead of you. If you were playing defense, he already had 3 other moves for you. If you could stop my first counter, I got a counter for that. If you got a counter for my second counter, I got a counter for that. If you cut off my in and out cross, you know what? I'm gonna just hit you with the fadeaway. That was Kobe's thing. He was always ready. He was always innovative. I was just so enamored by that man. And once again, he's not my favorite player.
Right.
I don't think he's the GOAT. But, like, I was so enamored by what he was able to do with his platform. And then even after retirement, like, my man won an Oscar.
Right.
My man has an Oscar.
Yeah.
5-time NBA champion, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, 1 Oscar.
So we all know how the Grammys are today. We all know that, right? So I'm, like, scrolling on Instagram, and I'm just, like, I'm trying to, like, keep up with everything that's going on. And I'm scrolling, and I see they posted this quote that Alicia Keys said during the opening of the Grammys. They were paying tribute to Kobe. And they said that, basically, that they were honoring him at that moment, saying, we're literally standing in the house that he built. And there was no way they would be standing there in that moment without him. That is impactful. A basketball player opening doors for entertainment.
Earlier today, Los Angeles, America, and the whole wide world lost a hero. And we're literally standing here heartbroken in the house that Kobe Bryant built.
They wouldn't be there in that moment if it weren't for him.
That's true. I mean, I wasn't here around when the Staples Center was built, obviously. I think it was 99 or 2000, something like that. I mean, that coincides with when Kobe Bryant and the Lakers took over the basketball world. I'm sure they were doing Grammys and things like that in LA. Like, why not? It's Hollywood, but they weren't doing them at the Staples Center. That's for sure.
Right.
And the Staples Center wouldn't be what it is right now if it wasn't for Kobe Bryant. You know, and the help of his teammates and things like that. But
right.
His impact was just.
It's unimaginable. Like. It's
unreal.
It's literally, it's unbelievable. He's definitely leaving a legacy for his kids.
Yeah, his family just. It's crazy. Like he has 4 daughters. Like I was definitely one of those people that were running around saying, "Oh my God, Kobe's having another daughter. Like, what's going to happen with his legacy? He needs to have a son. He needs to have a son in the NBA." Like that was me. I was that airhead. Like until today. Like literally until today. When I woke up, I was like, "What is wrong with me?" Like, you don't need to be a male to continue somebody's legacy to push that forward. I mean, I really feel like Gigi was the next Bryant that we were going to see with basketball, and it's crazy. Like he did the Jimmy Kimmel interview. I'm sure it's going around all over the place. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it by now, but if not, check it out. He was on Jimmy Kimmel, and he was telling Jimmy about how he was speaking with one of his former player or friend, I believe, and the friend that came over was like, "Hey, bro, like you're having another daughter, man. You need to have a son. You know, you need to have a son." And Gigi stepped in, was like, "Whoa, I got this. I'm the legacy." Like,
right. She had it though. She knew she had it.
And that's insane. And then just seeing the way he would take her to games, sit courtside, everybody's seen the clip.
The meme.
The meme.
It's crazy how that went viral. Isn't it crazy how that went viral?
And we were saying all types of wild stuff with it. Now look at it.
Like, this is what I say when or whatever.
Yeah. Now look at the meaning of that clip. Just him and his daughter courtside at a Lakers game.
A black man being a father to his daughter.
But yeah, after that little Jimmy Kimmel clip earlier today, I cut the TV off. I was glued to it for about 6 or 7 hours, and that was 6 hours too long. You know, like, and we were talking about how the weather today, like the sun never came out today.
Not once. We're in LA, mind you, so like we're here, where everybody's going to the Staples Center and paying their respects before the Grammys and things like that. It is such a dark day.
It's like very morbid. Like normally, like we have our cloudy days, but the sun might come out for like a good hour, then maybe go away, come back later. It's just been this crazy overcast. Not one little hint of sunlight at all today. It's crazy. And then I walked outside after being in there for 4 hours and just looking at everything. I walked outside, opened my door wide open, and just stepped outside, and I just felt like it felt weird.
It feels weird. It felt
weird. Surreal, really surreal.
It felt weird. Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't speak on Kobe Bryant. Like I didn't want to record anything and talk about Kobe Bryant. I'm not one to even run towards things when people die and stuff like that. That's never been me. But Kobe's had such an impact on who I am as a person that like I have no choice. Like people don't know I mean, if you were one of my teammates in college, you know everything I've been through and all that. But I would have walked away from basketball after my freshman or sophomore year in college, if not for just listening to the things that Kobe started to say around that time when he became more vocal and we started to really look at him for that leadership and all that. I would have walked away. Seeing him pop his Achilles, get up and keep playing, I mean, that I had some things I had to deal with that. You know, watching him go through that got me to a place where I was comfortable with pushing through and, you know, no matter what my body's telling me, trusting my heart and doing the right things. It's just, I wouldn't be doing him any justice if I didn't speak on his name.
It's just something that had to be done. It's just something that had to be done. Just because of the influence that he had. The influence that he had and the man he was, or the person he was, the man he was,
the father he was,
the husband he was. We had to. The many people that looked to him, or look up to him, looked to him for guidance, looking for encouragement. It's just, we had to remind people of his greatness, literally. It's really, I'm so hurt. I'm so sad.
I don't know how many people that's gonna get you 81 and an Oscar.
With 6 rings. 5. Sorry.
I'm done.
Yeah. Y'all, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. It's been a tough conversation to have. But again, like we said, if anybody needs to talk, anybody wants to have conversation, anybody needs comfort, closure, anything.
Call her.
Just,
My phone was off today. I'm sorry. I dubbed a lot of y'all.
Reach out to me.
Wasn't the day for
Reach
me.
out to me.
I need like a week. I'm a little bit different with the how I mourn and deal with things.
Yeah.
I'll come around.
I'm open arms. R.I.P. Kobe.
Mamba out.
One more time. Kobe.